Dawkins will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. The CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's waves and waves. Tigers strike and Bengals roar. Every game we want some more. Tune in and feel the thrill. Strawberry ice, he's giving chills. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. TTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic. Energy, it's pure delight.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapple. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by Priority Lawn and Landscaping. So I just got done thundering and lightning here, so that means your grass is going to grow. That means you need a cut. If you don't want to cut it, think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. You got flower beds you need mulch, weeded, whatever. Anything lawn and landscaping, think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Actually, don't think it. Call them at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. You can also follow them on Facebook. I always say that so you see the jobs that they do. And when you message Johnny or call him, tell him you heard about it from Sports with Strawberry Ice. Also, have you got your tickets yet for the Celebrity Softball Classic that I will be participating in? You can come watch, hopefully me not make a fool out of myself. That's at the Florence Freedom. I keep saying Florence Freedom. Florence Halls baseball field. First pitch at 7:30. It's at July 17th. You can get your tickets at Celebrity Softball Classic. What is up to everybody in the chat? We've got, get that up there. We've got, who was in there first? Brad was in there first, then Paul Painter. Lindsay's in there. Jerome, Matt, and Cinder. We had a little technical difficulty. That's why we're a couple minutes late. But we got an awesome guest. He's been on the show, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. He's been on Bengals and Brews 4 or 5 times. He's an awesome Cincinnati Bengals fan. But let's get to my co-host first. The man who knows the draft like the back of his hand. Wait, how'd that get there? Oh, no. It's Dale. What's up?
I thought you were saying we have a really awesome guest. It's Dale, and then also Angelo Dawkins. But
well, you're just Dale. Angelo's the awesome guest. You know, it's just
fine.
Did you like how I said you know the draft like the back of your hand? And I look at my hand going, how'd that get there? That was a funny joke, but whatever. Nobody got it. All right, let's forget all this crap. Let's get to the reason everybody's here. He is a WWE Tag Team Champion. He speared a dude from a ladder hanging off the belt and did not kill himself. I don't know how he did that, but he is the man, the myth, the legend, Cincinnati's own Angelo Dawkins. What's up, Doc?
Oh, what's good? What's good?
Nothing, man. I like that belt. I like that. Looks pretty good. That looks good on you. Gold is your color.
Oh, I know.
So how's it been since the TLC match? I have to ask you that because I've been dying to ask you about the TLC match. We'll get to the Bengals, but how did you spear somebody without killing yourself? That's just talent right there, brother.
I mean, honestly, to be fair with you, I have a really big time fear of heights. So,
oh, really? Oh,
yeah. So like I was kind of thinking that myself, and then my knees broke the fall, so that was cool. Cool part is like I had meniscus surgery at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So I had to really see if my meniscus surgery really worked. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it looked like it worked. You
had to test it out. That's what.
Yeah, I had to test it out.
That's probably not the ideal way to land, though, right? Knees first.
Nope.
No, that was not the plan.
Hey, look, man. People forget I'm 280 pounds. All right, like gravity. I can jump pretty high, but gravity is also a real thing when it comes to me.
Landing, gravity's not your friend when it comes to that. But dude, that was I texted you, told you that was an awesome match. I that should have been in WrestleMania. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just saying. But
thank you.
Let's get to the Bengals offseason here, and I don't know, I'll just ask you, what's your thoughts on what's going on with what they did, who they've signed, who they haven't signed, all that stuff.
Do you want me to go good, bad, and ugly, or like
Oh,
where should I start first?
Perfect. However you want to do it, Doc. Go for it, man.
Well, I mean, hey, you know what? Let's start positive. Let's start with the good. All right.
Yes. All right. I like that.
Can't just start off bad. It's been a while since I've been on the show. So you know what? Let's start off with the positives here. Sign T, sign Jamar.
That's good.
That drama's over with.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Joe Burrow for also putting pressure on the front office during Super Bowl week, going on all the shows. First Take, was it the Kay Adams show on NFL Network, like all the shows on NFL Network, Good Morning Football, and all of them, for putting pressure on the front office to get these guys signed.
Mm-hmm.
Great job. Bengals front office spent some money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the bad. So we don't want to pay Trey Hendrickson, huh? Guy that led the league in sacks. I want everybody to sit back and realize what I'm about to say here. Was our defense very good last year statistically?
No.
Not really. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with a couple of those guys on the team. So, like, I don't want to, like, say, like, they were, like, crazy bad. But, like they didn't, you know what I'm saying, live up to expectations.
Let's go ahead and play. Yeah.
And, and the one dude that kind of delivered, you know what I'm saying, it could have been scheme. It could have been just coverages and stuff like that. Just weren't really meshing with the style of play of the players. Maybe. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm not in the meetings. I'm not in the scouting reports. I'm not making game plans. So I couldn't tell you. But I do know the one dude that was keen on all 17 weeks, 18 weeks, was number 91. And you're the only dude on the defense that they're really keen for, scheming for, prepping for. Hey, 91, he's on the right, he's on the left. Oh, he's probably coming up the middle. Here's how we're going to block him. Here's how we're going to take him out of the game. Still led the league in sacks. Do you know how hard it is to be the only dude that they're gunning for, prepping for, and he still balls out and leads the league in sacks? I don't know. I feel like I'll back up the Brinks truck for the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
It might be a guy you want to sign. It might be a guy you want to sign.
Might be a guy you want to sign. You know what I'm saying? A guy that's always delivered. He has come out and said he wants to stay in Cincinnati. And I believe Joe Burrow and everybody else wants him to stay in Cincinnati. Now, is the front office going to listen? See, this is like where I kind of go back on, like, remember what Carson Palmer said during the Super Bowl week? Nobody wanted to, like, all right, look, everybody feels a certain way about Carson Palmer. What did he say that everybody now knows? They don't want to admit it, but he's low-key right. I'm very interested to see what they do when the clock hits 0. Win or lose, I'm very interested to see what they do when the clock hits 0, because we know what they're known to do in the front office when it's to pay players.
Well, the good thing is there are tweets out that came out this weekend that the Bengals have re-engaged talks with him. So I got a good feeling that it's like last week, I thought it wasn't going to happen. I thought he was going to sit out and, and miss most of training camp. Now, I think he might sign. We'll see. It's good news that at least they're talking.
That's great news. Now, you ready for the ugly?
What you got?
Now, the whole Stewart situation.
Yes, sir.
Now, what? I saw something. I could be wrong. Those are like the 2 draft picks, like either right before him or right after him, signed the same deal.
Supposedly similar language in the contract that the Bengals are trying to put in. It hasn't been with their first round picks, but apparently it's pretty common around the rest of the league.
Pretty common around the rest of the league. Okay. But the Bengals haven't done it until now all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Right. Their first ones. Yeah.
I kind of saw with Stewart on this one, bro. I ain't gonna hold you like, oh, yo, like Why y'all changing the language on the contract now? Like, and then like not only that, doesn't it kind of like was it like void of injuries and stuff?
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's
the language is teetering towards injuries and like basically kind of like not helping him get a second contract if that ever were to happen.
well, it's more of to void. Like I think the normal contract is if he gets injured or something else, that they can void the guarantees for that year. This language voids the guarantees for the rest of the contract, which, like we said, it's not uncommon on other teams. The Bengals just have never done it.
And I don't know if it's for injuries. I think it might be more for off field. I'm trying to find out more about it because, like, I was more on his side, and then you start to hear it's more common. And, like, even, not even just rookies. I think a lot of other players in general have this in their contract to where, like, if you get injured off field doing X, Y, and Z or whatever, which I feel like's a pretty common thing. But I haven't seen the contract. I have no idea. So I'm kind of like a little back and forth personally.
Because the way they, whoa, buddy.
Sorry. Better have a guest
Daddy's a little busy right now. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
It's all good. But what was I about to say? Yeah, like the way that they were making it seem like it's like low key, like they're just trying to like be like, well, I mean, we drafted you at 17, but you ain't really. You know what I'm saying? Produce like that, like statistically wise, 3 sacks in 4 years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought it was like something like that, but like I'm like, yo, that's weird. But like, it's still another distraction. Like for a team that likes to nothing makes the Bengals happier apparently the last couple years than to start 0-2. Okay, nothing makes them happier than starting like 0-2. But a team that's saying that they want to start out fast, hey, look, we got to eliminate the distractions. And contracts have been a distraction. Our first round pick, who wasn't necessarily known for getting sacks, but he was pretty stout against the run. He could get to the quarterback, just not finish the job, but he caused a lot of incompletions in college, which is cool. But like we need to get that done because like it ain't like he gonna be able to turn into a world beater just overnight. He gonna need reps.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to get acclimated with the NFL speed compared to the college football speed. I know he's from the SEC. SEC is football royalty until you play against Ohio State like
until you
year.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
But
I was waiting for that shot.
Gotta get that banner in there too.
Well, like, man, it's one of those things like, yo, they need to hurry up and get this deal done. But like I've also heard like on the other side of things, like this dude's agent is like super hard to deal with and stuff like that. But hey, look, the truth will come out at some point. Hopefully, like it gets resolved because I don't want to see that dude go into the draft next year, which is an interesting situation because like it wasn't like he was like kind of predicted to be in the first round to begin with, but like
it didn't make any sense, dog. I mean, look. All right, I'll put this because people brought this up. If he goes back in the draft, he's not going to be a first-round pick.
Most likely, yeah. It's
like,
I
mean, he would
after
not
setting
have
out a whole season, right? He can't play anywhere else,
right? And he's going to give up he's probably going to get $17-18 million, maybe more. I don't know, somewhere around there. He would be just giving that up. It makes absolutely no sense to do that. So I'm just trying to squash that narrative. There's no freaking way he's doing that over a guarantees. Just don't get hurt off the field. You'll be fine. You know.
Bro.
So I don't think
it'd be bad for the Bengals too, because like first round draft capital is your premium each year. So like if you just taking like that pick and lighting it on fire, it's not like, oh, next year you get an extra first. No, you just lose.
Yeah, you just lost the freaking pick, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
all right.
Look, either like at this point, either side ain't really gonna like it ain't gonna benefit if he doesn't play, but like also like for one, that's a wasted year for him. Like I'm pretty sure he was an underclassman too, right?
Yeah.
So he could have just stayed another year in college.
He could have.
Like instead of wasting his time. But hey, he struck while the iron was hot. He ended up being in the first round. They saw the measurables, the numbers in his combine. They liked his pro day numbers and stuff like that. They was like, hey, we could develop this dude to be a monster. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because the dude that y'all brought him in to replace, y'all don't want to re-sign either, apparently. So, like, it's just like a lot of pressure is being put on Miles Murphy right now during this whole situation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, him and Joshua Osai. Well, I mean, they're getting in minicamp, they got all the reps, which honestly isn't a bad thing for them. So, because they need to step up. And I've heard a lot of good stuff about Joshua Osai. I haven't heard as much about Miles, but they've got to step up this year. I want to bring up Dustin's here. He said that NL money is sitting fat in his bank account. No rush for him. True, but for now. But once you get in training camp, man, he's got to hit the ground running. He's got to come here and prove, that he's better than the 4 sacks he got in college. Prove all the doubters wrong. And the way to do that is start to hit the ground running in training camp. I don't think he's like. I think it's dumb if he misses any training camp, just for what he's got to try to accomplish. What do you guys think? Good, Dale.
No, I would agree. He needs to be in here by camp. And I guess this is the language of something that they wanted to put in with Mims and Murphy as well. And like even Mims, he didn't sign till close to training camp starting.
July 22nd last year is when he signed.
Yeah, I think it's more talked about because the fact Stewart's decided not to sign like the injury waiver thing and go ahead and practice. Yeah. And that's why it's more talked about. If he was out there practicing, like Travis Hunter hasn't signed, but he's practicing. So it's like, who gives a shit? It's eventually going to get done.
Knight's our second-round pick's been practicing, and he's not signed. Yeah. I mean, Mims went and practiced all last year and didn't sign until right before training camp. So it's the fact that he's not out there practicing and then going on and telling Cincinnati media that, the Bengals want to win the argument more than they want to get wins, which I thought was a pretty damn bold statement for a rookie.
Yeah.
Pretty bold statement. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, there's something going on that we all don't know. So it's like one of those things like, all right, the front office is kind of being like a weirdly quiet about it. And like their camp is the one that's like coming out and saying all this stuff. So like, I just hope they get it done.
Yeah.
I hope both sides come to an agreement because there is no win-win situation here. Like the kid loses out on $17-18 million for a first round draft pick. He ain't getting drafted in the first round next year unless this class absolutely is dog crap. But it highly ain't gonna happen, okay? But and also it ain't like Bengals could say, well, if you don't play this year, we get the double up on first round picks next year. Woohoo! Like it's just a lose-lose situation. And like I don't even think they could trade the dude.
They can. I think they can still trade him. I think and something has to get done by like week 10. So even if it goes into the season, they still have his rights, I think, all the way up to like week 10. But hopefully it does not drag out that long because that would just be like.
I honestly don't. I don't think it's going to. I just don't. It doesn't make any sense.
And then not only that, it ain't like they're going to get anything great in return for him. Yeah. It's going to be like, oh, he ain't played in 10 weeks. He practically lost a year of football. And you ain't signed him? Oh, yeah. It was like a 7th, 5th.
Yeah.
5th, 6th, 7th rounder for you. Like like you're not getting a first rounder for him. Like it's crazy. This is where like NFL trades and NBA trades kind of like mind boggle me a little bit because like studs will get traded for like 6th round picks and stuff like that. But in NBA, as we all see,
the Magic.
Desmond Bain goes for 4 first round picks.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
They're like, and don't get me wrong, it ain't like their lottery, but still like first round pick.
I mean,
two players also and it's like 4 unprotected and then like another pick swap.
Bridges went for 5 first round picks last year. Like
it's crazy.
Like the trade value in the NFL is compared to the NBA is just insane.
Everything in the NBA is insane to me because you used to have mid-major guys getting full contracts, fully guaranteed contracts, and I'm like, what the heck? They're not even.
Well, you got them cheating ass Lakers. I don't know who'd be a fan of that squad. They somehow got Luka. I don't know how the hell they got Luka.
Yeah.
Then they couldn't even win in the playoffs.
Damn. He's throwing it down on Doc already.
Hey, hold on, bro. Hold on. Look, man. Let's get one thing straight. All right. The day that the Luka trade happened, all right, I remember vividly where I was at during that time. I thought Shams got hacked
Yeah.
I thought, like, I remember, like, we had the Rumble that day, and legit, like, Lakers just beat the Knicks that day.
Right.
And so, like, Max Christie, AD, and all of them happy as heck. It was like all of a sudden, like an hour later,
And he's like, bye,
I
guys.
remember, yeah, a bunch of the dudes, because like we was just chilling. Like a bunch of the guys in the office was like, hey, yo, Luka got traded to the Lakers.
Dude,
I was like, for who? It's like AD, Max Christie, and 1 first round. So let me get this straight. Luka goes for 1 first rounder, but Mikal Bridges goes for 5.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Desmond Bain goes for 4.
And AD's good, but I mean the man is injured a lot.
Yes,
and
he's
AD
injured a lot.
Like Luka's younger, but
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It's wild. I think they wanted the league for ratings, wanted Lakers, Celtics. Celtics won it last year, and then they couldn't get either of them in there.
Now they got the Pacers and Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
The Pacers beat my Cavs, but I'm kind of rooting for the Pacers, but I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, I think they're in trouble now. Down 3-2.
We'll find out with the MRI today, I guess.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he injured his calf. I mean, but Shea, that dude's he's the MVP for a reason. I mean, they got a good squad. I mean, and those guys aren't going anywhere anytime soon. So,
yeah, they will. Don't worry.
Well, your Lakers better do something this offseason. They gotta add. They gotta add.
Don't worry, bro. They about to trade somebody crazy for like a second round.
The NBA will probably help them again. Like, all right, we helped you out with Luka. We got to help you out with somebody else. I'll just go back to that when I found out. I'm like, I did the same thing. They said they got Luka for who? I'm like, why in that?
Bro, I was like,
well, because Dallas just made the NBA Finals last year. I'm like, why the hell did you try to trade Luka?
They was running a smear campaign on Luka too. Like, I remember one influencer said, one dude that I follow on Instagram said he was like, yo, I want somebody to like be on to defend me like the Mavericks are defending this trade right now. He said they was losing their mind over Luka drinking a beer. Like we didn't, like in the 90s, we didn't watch Michael Jordan gamble his life away.
Right, exactly. Hey, Chop says, hey, Dan, the leader of the Lot Lizards is here.
Dawkins loves that Lot Lizards name.
He loves Ducks loves the Lot.
I know no such thing. I know
Lot One Lizards, baby.
I know
Angelo
no
Dawkins, leader of the Lot One Lizards.
Nope, nothing about that.
Prophet and the Lot One Lizards.
Nope.
He's like, nope,
absolutely not. I do not co-sign that.
We got some wrestling questions here. Drew here says, Angelo, are you ready for the Motor City Machine Guns?
He said he isn't ready. That's not a question. That's a statement. He's making a statement
my bad.
on Dawkins right now.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy because it looked like Motor City wasn't ready for the Wyatt 6 last week. Looked like Motor City wasn't ready for us in the TLC match. Motor City.
Yeah.
Motor City.
All right, I got a wrestling question.
Guns from Michigan. Why ain't they still no signs, bro? They ain't read no keys against the Wyatt 6, huh? Where was your kind of stallions at, huh?
What's that guy's name from that stole the signs for Michigan?
Yeah, Stallion, yeah.
Yes.
Stallion.
That's the only way the Motor City Machine Guns has a shot at those titles. They're gonna have to bring in Connor Stallion, start stealing some signs, whatever they gotta do,
Start stealing signs.
Feeding you guys some bad food, something.
Reading keys. No, they don't want to do that. We'll air that ring out. We'll air that arena out with farts. They want to give us some bad food.
What was your wrestling question there, Dale?
Doc's probably answered this before, but being with tag team champion Street Profits, who is your Mount Rushmore of tag teams? You always hear about Mount Rushmore individually, but you've been putting all the faces up there. So it's like co-faces on this Mount Rushmore. You got 8 faces up there, but tag teams that would be on your Mount Rushmore.
Ooh, that is a tough question. See, I have one that, I'm saying, I'm very humble about. Then I also have one I'm very cocky about.
All right. We're going to go with the humble one first. Let's do that.
A humble one, I gotta go with obviously the three teams that we patterned our TLC match off of: the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
Harlem Heat. And what, I got one more.
Well, there's four teams. So if you're putting all three of them and then Harlem Heat, there's your four. You don't even got room for the Street Profits.
Yep. There's your four.
Oh, no, my cocky one is Street Profits, Street Profits, Street
Hell
Profits,
yeah.
Street
Absolutely.
Profits. All of Mount Rushmore. I love it.
It's just Street Profits on the Mount Rushmore. That's it. Nobody else.
GOATED. Goated.
All right, we got a $5 super chat from Dustin. Angelo, seeing the success of the Savannah Bananas, what do you think other leagues can do to mimic their success? MLB, NHL, NBA ratings are way down.
Well, I mean, it's tough, man. Like, I've seen like a little bit of the Savannah Bananas, which is dope. Like, hopefully
they were just here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I want to go to a game actually one day.
I do too.
That seems like a fun time. But like, man, it's hard to do what they do. Obviously, those guys are professionals and stuff like that. But like, it's a completely different thing. Like, obviously, you don't want to make it like too much of a show, you know. But you also want to make it entertaining. Like, baseball's kind of like picking it back up a little bit. Cause like, bro, like them games used to be forever. Like,
yeah,
like the games used to, like, when I was a kid, the games were dope. Like, cause like at that time, like obviously you had like all the home run hitters and all that stuff. Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds,
the all steroid league.
Yeah, like and like I get it to a degree, but then like it started like turning into, all right, yo, he's coming up the bat, the whole field shift. Like the shifts kind of took the fun out of the game a little bit. But then not only that, like the game started taking forever. Like I remember one time I was watching a game, I was just bored. I was like, oh, it's baseball on. I was watching the game, second inning. Man, I took a nap. I took an hour nap, and it was still in the second inning. I was like, yo, what's going on here? Like it, but like I think the MLB has started to pick it up. Obviously, they got the pitch clock or whatever they call it and stuff like that, which is dope because it speeds the game up. We ain't got time to be playing these little cat and mouse games of, oh, I feel like I'm finna throw a home run here. Nope. Let me step off the smell. Or the batters in the box trying to call time. Like, nah, bro. Like, get to the game, get to the action. We want to see action. We want to see plays like when Derek Jeter hit that like backhanded glove throw to first base, like them kind of plays, diving into the stands and stuff like that. Like those plays were awesome. Like Ken Griffey Jr. tracking balls from center field, running up on the wall, robbing home runs. We want to see stuff like that. Home runs, like all that stuff. And then like now, like I feel like no hitters are like just happening all willy-nilly. Like, and to be fair, that kind of was off the like whole like shifts. Like they took the shifts out of the game with baseball. So that's dope. NHL, I watch it a little bit. I mean, it seems like it's doing pretty good, especially like in the playoffs. And
playoff hockey is awesome. That's the best.
Yeah, like that's a crazy atmosphere. Not an NBA. Like honestly, I think it's really hard to say because like now I think like once this like wave of the like guys that have ran this generation, like LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph, like when they retire, I think it's gonna change the league to a degree because like it was such a players league, and I think a lot of players started taking like that for granted in a way. So like now
they take advantage of it.
Yeah, like and like don't get me wrong, like in some aspects I understand it, but then there's some aspects where like the whole load management thing was like now they trying to come out and like make the NBA soccer in a sense. Like trying to come out with all these cups, these random tournaments and stuff like that.
The in-season tournament, I don't get. I mean, and you're
I
like
get.
You're
Yeah,
like one of the first one to put a banner up for it.
I mean, they were trying to make like that's what Adam Silver wants. He wants it to feel like a big deal, but it's not like everybody knows what everybody's playing for.
Yeah.
But like I will say this is how you fix the All-Star game. You just gonna have to go back to East and West, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to East and West. The winner gets home, like no matter your seeding, whatever you're at. Like if the 8th seed makes it to the finals against the 1 or 2 seed in the other side of the conference, if the 8th seed was on the team that won, whether it's East or West, they get home court advantage. The winner of the All-Star game gets home court advantage. Now, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, they ain't gonna really care about that because if it's a really good team, well, here's the problem: you go up against somebody that's super healthy and clicking, and like they squeaked into the playoffs, and then but it's hell to pay when you play on their home court, and then they end up catching you in a few and beating you. Everybody's gonna start taking home court very seriously, It's
or they give them a whole bunch of money. Actually, what if you did you ever heard of the Elam finish? They do it in the basketball tournament. It's called the TBT.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of interesting. And they all are playing for money.
split like $1 million.
$1 million, yeah. If they do something like that for the player, which I mean they're all millionaires anyway. But when I was a kid, I mean, one NBA, you had Magic, Bird, Jordan, Barkley moved around, but most of them just stayed on one team, and then you added to that team. They kind of lost me when they keep going and making super teams, and I'm like, it's just you guys get together and it's not building anything. It's like that's what it's like. Because when I was a kid, it was like first you had the Celtics, and then Detroit had to get past the Celtics, and then the Bulls had to get past Detroit. It was kind of like that. You had to fight for it. You had to work for it. Now it's like, yeah, screw it. We're all just get on the same team and we'll go win a championship.
Here's the only reason why I'll defend the super team era to a degree. Because
you're a Lakers fan.
No. Here's the truth about it. I think because everybody wants to say LeBron started the super team era, which he didn't. Everybody conveniently forgets Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen went to the Boston Celtics. All right, cool. They were on their last leg. They were still top 10 in their positions. I don't care what anybody says about that. But all I'm going to say is this. The difference between guys like Jordan, Bird, Magic staying with their teams for that long, for their whole entire career and getting it out the mud, their front office was giving them players to be able to build that kind of a dynasty with.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron wasn't getting that in Cleveland. It was literally LeBron. Am I lying?
I mean, Carlos Boozer, to be fair, had he not left, man, Boozer was just going to be really good. And he left he had a deal with the owner, man. That really screwed the Cavs when they got LeBron because it's he told the owner he'd stay as kind of handshake deal type thing. And then as soon as he hit open market, he said, peace.
Yeah, that was the problem. They couldn't get people to want to come there, and they didn't draft very good. I mean, that was the thing too. The Cavs didn't win LeBron's first run. They didn't draft very good. Now this run without him, they actually got a pretty damn good team. Even though they freaking got beat by the Pacers.
Right now, because now he's got people in place to actually get to actually draft, and obviously some of the trades that they've made too. But LeBron had to come, basically LeBron had to low-key sneak them into drafting somewhat decent for him to even come back. Look, man, everybody wants to say ring chasers. I was like, bro, they weren't giving him nothing in Cleveland to work with. And you could keep fighting and fighting for so long. It's dog, the 2007 finals against the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Can we name anybody else on that team?
Hey,
Those with LeBron.
The guy with the big hair. I remember
Big
him.
Siege,
Big
Drunus
Siege.
Elgauskas. They have Drew Gooden. They have Boobie Gibson. Come on, man. Mo Williams. Larry Hughes. Was he still on there? I don't know.
He might have been.
Sasha Pavlovic.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The guy with the big hair.
Anderson Varejao.
Yeah.
I'm a Cavs fan.
Yeah,
That's
Doc.
what I
Yeah.
Tony Parker, Mono Ginobili, Bruce Bowen,
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan,
Don't bury the lead there.
Robert Ory, Michael Finley. Need I name more? Like them dudes say, "Hey, yo, key in on LeBron, bro. Hey, let's just run a zone around LeBron. He's still young. He ain't gonna be able to, he can't shoot like that right now. So yeah, let's take the ball out of his hands and make some of these other. Let's give the ball to Ira Newble. You know, let's see him work.
Divine
Oh,
thoughts.
Ira Newble. That's a pull.
Our boy Divine's weighing in. He goes, y'all don't talk about Kobe playing with Kwame Brown and Smush Parker.
Yeah, that was for like 2 years.
Yeah. Then they got Ron Artest and Pau Gasol and
Right.
Shaq before.
Well, that was Pau Gasol. That was another, I think, NBA trade that helped the Lakers. Because what they got Pau Gasol gave Memphis. I don't remember who they gave him. That wasn't much of anything.
Well, they did screw the Lakers one time, right? Because Chris Paul was basically set to go.
But yeah, that one they did. Which
that was wild.
And they vetoed it.
Yeah, they vetoed it. Which I don't. I mean,
well, because like if I'm not mistaken, LeBron had already went to Miami. Dan Gilbert had made this whole fuss about players leaving small market teams and stuff like that. I was like, hold on, bro. I just saw the comment at the bottom. He made the playoffs with him. LeBron made the playoffs with the other dudes too. It's just tiring when you're the only dude and you can't get nobody else with them. They ended up giving him Andrew Bynum, Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom. Like, that was a squad. But
the one I'll put this, the one I get irritated with, the one that really ticked me off was KD. When KD left Oklahoma and went to Golden State, that's the one I was like, really? Like, dude, you couldn't beat them, so you had to give. They already won back-to-back, and then
he was up 3-1.
I know, and they lost. I mean, who's that on? I mean, and he hasn't won a ring or even got close since he left Golden State. That's the one that really ticked me off because I'm like, you already had an NBA championship team that won it. You know, yeah, you lost to the Cavs, you know, down 3-1, and then he left Thunder and went to Golden State. That's when I was like, man,
but like everybody's like, well, LeBron did it. What's the difference? I was like, he had the same 73-9 Warriors down 3-1 and then joined them. But then like as soon as somebody said it was a weak move, it was like, no, it's like when you get a better job promotion. Like, come on, bro. Like, all right, yeah, if it was more money, obviously we bounce him. But like that right there, like it was just like, all right, bro, like whatever.
So, Dogs, have you been a Lakers fan or a LeBron fan?
He's a LeBron fan.
LeBron fan.
I was going to say, because you made that Ira Newble pull when I was like, ain't no way in hell that man know who Ira Newble was if he wasn't with LeBron when he was in Cleveland.
Nah, bro. Wherever LeBron go, I go.
Yes.
LeBron guy. He ain't never going to retire.
Me and Doc had that conversation at the FC since I told him I was a Jordan fan and he didn't like my idea that Jordan's better than LeBron. Yeah,
LeBron is the GOAT.
Hey, and Divine, I think Kobe's his GOAT. I see all the arguments, all great players. Jordan is my GOAT because when I grew up, that was the guy I idolized, the guy I thought was the man. So I'm just like, they're all great players. I don't get too deep in those weeds with those conversations.
I mean, and the thing is, I really do hate comparing errors. It's hard to compare errors, I think, because defenses are different now than they were in the 80s and 90s. But the offense in the NBA is totally different than it was in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
Way more through it. So it's really hard. Like Steph Curry, I don't know if he would work in the 80s. I mean, he might. I don't know that for a fact. But they didn't. I mean, Larry Bird was known as a three-point shooter, which he was. But if you actually go watch his highlights, he drove to the basket and dished it off a lot.
Oh, they would be knocking the shit out of Steph Curry all game long. Like, It's just different. The rules were different. The physicality was different. Like, everything would be different. The way they call the games.
I think, it's very weird because, man, every era wants to defend their era as like the one that's the more dominant, but like like they're all good. Like obviously, like we'll all joke around and stuff and be like, oh, they ain't tough enough to play in the 90s. I'm like, bro, like they ain't athletic enough to play in the 2010s. Like
we've got Divine Thoughts heated. He wants a link. I'm gonna give him
Divine wants to talk some basketball. He's gonna come on here and just want to talk about Kobe the whole time. I know what
that's always
I already know, bro. He gonna be like, man, he scored 81 with Smush Parker and Kwame Brown. I'm like, bro, I get it, dog. Like, I get it. It's okay.
So, where do you think KD's going to end up?
That's a tough one.
I think I've seen what Shams was saying. Rockets, Timberwolves, and I'm blanking on the third team.
I heard Timberwolves are out.
Oh, the Heat. I think it was the Heat. Timberwolves, Rocket, and Heat was like three teams that I've heard. And then the Spurs, like some people have said, but Shams said that's not one he's heard as much.
Yeah, I mean, man, I don't know. Like, I thought KD was going to go to the Knicks before he went to the Nets, and he went to the Nets. Then I thought he was going to go – thought he wasn't going to go to the Suns, to be honest with you. And then, bro, the Suns saw success for a minute. And then, dog, I don't know.
It went away quick. It went away quick. I mean, what about the other thing is Giannis? Where is he going to go? I actually, a couple weeks ago, I haven't heard this lately. For him, I heard the Cavs, but then I haven't heard that at all. The Cavs.
There was people talking about it, but I don't think it was anything like actually realistic.
Yeah, like trading Mobley for him or in a first-round pick or something like that is what I'd heard.
Oh, no.
I could see him staying with Milwaukee, but you never know. NBA trades do get crazy.
Well, I heard
with Milwaukee, he ain't gonna be winning anytime soon, bro.
Well, I heard this too. Is they're talking about taking like they call it a gap year, where since oh crap, who's the guy who got hurt? Is from
Lillard.
Dame. Since Dame got hurt, and he's basically missed the year, they basically just punt this year and keep him. And then try to make a run at the next year. That's what I've heard too. So I don't know. Divine Thoughts, what's up, brother?
Hey, I'm at work, so I'm gonna do a quick. What's up? Hey, man, it's nice to meet you, Angelo. Who they? Right?
Who they?
But I'm gonna have to cut you though. But I'm gonna have to mute this real. I mean to take the camera off because I'm at work. Too much traffic around. All right. Kobe's not my GOAT. I got Kobe top 5 though. I don't like Jordan, never liked Jordan because I'm a Lakers fan, diehard Lakers fan. But I'm not biased, bro. He's the best player I've ever seen. You know what I mean? I hate him. He took a championship away from Magic. Magic is my favorite player of all times.
Magic was on his way out the door, though, bro.
Huh?
Magic was on his way out the door.
Magic was 29 when they lost to him, bro. So 29 is out the door now? Yeah.
So at that point,
29 is out the door.
When Michael Jordan did this in midair,
it was over.
It was over for Magic.
It was over. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like those are the narratives that they try to say that the Lakers was old and it's that. No, they were not. They were not old. You know what I mean? The Detroit Pistons, they were not old. You know what I mean? Like it's funny to me. Like I feel like when we talk about the GOAT debate, right?
Mm-hmm.
We used to talk about winning, right? Yeah. It came down to winning, and like since this participation era has come out. Now it's all about numbers. Like it has to be some variation of multiple things, right? Like I understand. Like I like LeBron when he was in Cleveland, right? I didn't like the move to Miami. I thought it was soft. People could say what they want. What did he have in Cleveland? Bro, he could have had Amari Stoudemire. He chose Antoine Jameson over Amari Stoudemire, bro.
LeBron
he chose Antoine Jameson. Bro, look it up. I remember. I'm old enough to remember. Look it up. He had the option between Antoine Jameson and Amari Stoudemire, and he took Antoine Jameson. I understand the move because the way he plays, right? LeBron needs people to help space the floor for him. So I get him getting Antoine Jameson, but come on, bro. Come on. Amari Stoudemire? Come on, fam. And then let's not act like this. Let's not act like he didn't win. Let's act like he won those 66 games by himself. Like he didn't have no roster. And then let's look at the teams that he won against when he went to those finals. Look at the roster they had. 40 and 42. team, what, Washington. These are teams that he was playing in the East. Now you want to knock Kobe, right? Kobe did. You said 2 years, right? Kobe went to the playoffs. It was actually 3. Kobe went to the playoffs those 2 years. The first year he missed the playoffs. The next 2 years he drugged Smush Parker and them to the playoffs in the tough West that you're talking about. We're talking about, Tim Duncan and this, that, and the other, Dirk Nowitzki. He took them to the playoffs in the West. with Smush Parker, Kwame Brown, Chris Milne, Luke Walton. You know what I mean? So if we want to just compare those two, man, LeBron's roster was so much better than Kobe's roster. But we never heard people in the media talk about the. You want to go against that? Hey, Big Z.
We talking about whoa. We talking about which year?
I'm talking about before they got Pau Gasol, bro. I'm talking about before they got Pau Gasol.
Which Cavs team we talking about here?
The same. I'm talking about the team before they won 66, before they traded for Pau, before the Lakers traded for Pau.
No, I'm talking about the Cavs.
I'm talking about the Cavs. The year before they won 66 games. The year they won 66 games was the year that he was supposed to meet Kobe in the finals, but he lost to Orlando. Remember he lost.
He had Pau Gasol and all of them.
No, that was the year that I said. The year before that. The year before that. That's before he got Pau. That was before he got Pau. No, the year before they won 66 games. I'm talking about Cleveland. The year before they won 66 games, they still won like 50-something games the year before that, right? That's the year that Kobe was playing with Kwame Brown and playing with Smush Parker and them. The same team. And he had a better roster with Zydrunas Ilgauskas, yes, an all-star. I remember Zydrunas Ilgauskas getting drafted in the 1996 draft. I remember his first game. See, I'm from Dayton, Ohio. I watched Cleveland. I'm a Lakers fan, diehard Lakers fan, but I watched Cleveland. I remember the first game that Big Z played, he was giving it to Hakeem Olajuwon. Let's not act like Big Z was a slouch. The issue with Big Z is that Big Z couldn't stay healthy. But he was an all-star before LeBron got there, and he was an all-star a year after LeBron got there. Let's not act like he didn't. There was no all-stars on Kobe's team those 3 years. Not one. Name me one. You can say Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom was wildly inconsistent, but he never made an all-star team. Very talented, but he was inconsistent. That was the second best player on Kobe's team.
So Cavs
now we can go Mo Williams.
Cavs won 66 games in 08 and 09. And that year in 08 and 09, the Lakers had Lamar Odom, Pau Gasol, Kobe.
No, that's why I said the year before. That's why I said the year before they won 66 games, Dale.
Okay. The year before they won.
Because the year that they got Pau Gasol was the first year that they went to wait a minute. They lost to Boston, right? So it was the next year. So go and look at Cleveland. Okay, so pull up
Pierce, Ray Allen.
Yeah, who built that team? Who built the team?
Who built what team?
Who built that team? The Ray Allen, the Kevin Garnett, and the Paul Pierce. Who built that team?
First super team. I mean,
but who built that? Who built that? They wasn't the first. If we're gonna be honest, it wasn't the first super team. First super teams was in the 80s. Let's keep it a buck. You know what I mean? But the thing is, the organizations built that team. That Boston traded Al Jefferson, who was a 2010 guy, and some draft picks for Kevin Garnett. Then they traded for Ray Allen, right, to from Seattle. The Boston Celtics traded for them. They didn't go and say, "Hey, let's go and make the super team. Let's go and make Voltron and go to one team and make Voltron." That is not what they did. The organization built that team, just like the organization now be building these teams. What we're talking about with LeBron James, it's already the cat's been out the bag. Remember, Dwayne Wade already said the reason that they did that is because, for one, they said Kobe can't get another ring. No. Dwayne Wade said after Kobe won his 5th ring, that's when they was like, nah, man, we got to do something. He can't get another ring, bro. I got one and you got none. You remember?
Nah.
You remember?
Boston, bro. Boston was sending both their asses home.
Bro, I know Boston was sending both of them home. I get that.
It was like, all right, bet, bro. And then, not only that, nobody wanted to go to Cleveland. So LeBron was like, and him and Dan Gilbert were kind of already going at it anyway. And then I ain't gonna get into the other stuff that was going on. But
Yeah, I got you.
Delonte West.
We ain't gonna talk about Delonte West.
Glory of days.
But okay, let me ask you this. Would you have thought Jordan was weak if Jordan left the Bulls when they couldn't win anything, when he didn't have no All-Star, and he went and collabed with Charles Barkley and Hakeem Olajuwon, because they were all in the same draft and they were all NBA players, right? This is exactly what bruh. That's why I said this is why I said the two eras are different. Chris Bosh people dump on Chris Bosh all the time. Chris Bosh was a baller. Chris Bosh is the reason that we got
in the game.
They had him at center though. Think about that. Yeah. This is the reason why we got these stretch bigs now, is because of Chris Bosh, right? Mm-hmm. But when you hear it, man, they trashed Chris Bosh, they trashed Kevin Love, and Kevin Love was a 25, 14, and 5 dude in Minnesota before he got traded.
He was Mr. Double-Double when he was in Minnesota.
Hey, that was fat Kevin Love, though. He lost that weight.
Yeah, bro. He
turned it wasn't that he was fat. He came to Cleveland. They told him to move to the perimeter. That's what
he was the original.
You got to shoot threes now, bro.
He was the original Ozempic taker when he was in Cleveland, man.
Bro. Kevin Love was a hooper, though, bro. But they dogged him. Then when they traded, when he went to the Lakers, they dogged Kuzma. They dogged Brandon Ingram. You know what I mean? Until they ended up trading and got Anthony Davis. We won the chip. We won the chip. Then all of a sudden, because wasn't that when Kevin Durant and them teamed up in Brooklyn, when they was like, okay, now we can't re-sign. We're not going to bring back Dwight. We're going to go ahead and trade McGee.
That was a Rob Pelinka move right there, bro.
That was trash.
Bro, that was a Rob Pelinka move, man. So here's what happened. They were like trying to get cheap. I was like, why trade? Why trade? Like, why get rid of the reason? Because man, they were so like heavy on AD playing center, even though he said he didn't want to play center.
Right,
like, bro. Like, dog, y'all had the perfect situation. It's okay to put AD at center in certain situations, but every game.
You know what's crazy, Angelo? They could have drafted Desmond Bain, but they traded that draft pick and Green for Dennis Schroeder. They could have drafted Desmond Bain, bro, because that's what they needed was shooting, right? They needed shooting, right? That was the one thing that they were saying. Like, man, Danny Green, he was inconsistent. We just need somebody that can go out there and consistently shoot threes. Desmond Bain was right there at that pick.
Man, look, dog.
Right.
I don't even want to mention anything with Dennis Schroeder right now. That's the biggest fumble of all time. My man had a chance of generational wealth to a vet minimum.
Hey, he came in talking about, I'm a starter. I'm not a bench player. Bro, you was a bench player. You was a 6th man of the year with OKC. What are you talking about?
I always remember him in Atlanta. That's where I remember him at. He had the yellow patches in his hair. Bring back the look. I always remember that. That's my 2 cents in this conversation. Like you would talk 80s and 90s NBA. I could talk it all day long. I don't watch it that much anymore. I mean, I watch it, but not as much as I used to.
Jeff says, "Kids, pull up. Let me tell you about this man named Larry Bird."
Yeah, that's my name,
bro. I got people mad at me that I said Larry Bird would dominate the league today. They said, no, he wouldn't. I said, bro, the two most dominant players in the league right now are so unathletic. Yeah, see, you look at Luka and Jokic, bro.
Go watch Bird in '86. I think that was his best year. That was his last really good year. Just go watch that Celtics team in '86. Go watch highlights of that team.
Yeah,
that team would. I'm not saying
them and the Lakers squad was just not fair.
They were the 2 best teams in the league. Obviously, that's why they went to the finals. But that '86 Celtics team, and you can take any of a lot of the probably the '87 Lakers, take '86 and '87 Celtics and Lakers and put them now. I'm not saying they dominate, but they would definitely be contending in their prime for sure. The way they played that fast break with Showtime. And I mean, that's the thing is nobody, I mean, that's what the Pacers do this year. They are more of a throwback team to me as far as the up-tempo, fast break, passing the ball around that you don't see as much as you used to when I grew up.
Yeah, I think the 80s, man, I think a lot of people, I remember my father, the first NBA game I went to, he sent me to the Indiana Pacers versus the Boston Celtics. Now, mind you, I'm a Laker fan, so you know I absolutely hate the Boston Celtics, right?
Right.
But huh?
That's it. Hey,
Yeah,
trust me, I know.
But I literally saw them beat up Rick Smits in the paint, bro. Like they beat him up all game. They had this dude scared to go into the paint. He was shooting 15 footers the whole game. You know, they were different, bro. Like as much as I hated Bird, as much as I hated Jordan, I mean, they were hoopers, man. I got to give them credit. Kevin McHale had one of the best back to the basket games, you know, next to Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon is one of the GOATs. I don't care what anybody says.
All right. Dale said he's got to hop off here.
Yeah, I got to hop off, man. It's good talking to y'all.
Good talking to you too, fam.
All right, Dale, take it easy, brother.
All right, so let's get Divine. Do you got time to hang out, or you got to go?
Yeah, I got a few minutes.
Okay, so let's talk. So let's bring it back to the Bengals here, and we were talking about the contract situations and everything. Divine, let me get your thoughts on this. Divine thoughts. Let me get your thoughts on the Trey Henderson. Do you think he's going to get signed before training camp, and same with Shamar Stewart, because they are re-engaging contract talks, is what they said with Trey.
I think they're going to get both of them done. I think it's going to be a compromise on both ends. They're going to compromise on both ends, and I think it's going to get done, because at the end of the day, if they don't get it done, nothing is going to get done, because we already know the front office, unless you come in with a mega deal, like I'm going to give you a first round draft pick and a future third round draft pick for Trey Hendrickson, you're not getting Trey Hendrickson.
Right.
They will sit there and let that man sit on the bench.
It's too late to trade him now anyway. They're not going to trade him now because they won't get anything for this year. It won't do any good. But what I want to end the show with some positivity here. Now, the positive part is T signed, Jamar signed, Mike G signed. They're all signed, and they all have been in the system. Mike G's in the second year. T and Jamar been there for a couple of years. Joe talked about this, and this excites me, Doc. That he said this is the first time he's not had to take somebody under his wing and teach him what he's thinking in this situation or that situation. These guys already know it. And as good as that offense was clicking at the end of last year, dude, I mean, he's throwing 70-yard bombs in minicamp. Burrow is. He wasn't doing that last year.
I'll say this about that statement Joe just said. That's a big statement solely because I'm really hoping and praying that Jermaine Burton shows out this year.
Yes, sir.
And he's looking like it.
Yeah, the fact that he said, like, one of the dopest things, I got to meet TJ Houshmandzadeh like a couple years ago at the wild card game in Baltimore. And like, I know, like, I've seen him on TV talking about, like, yo, he's so happy for Jermaine Burton. And he's been one of the ones that's been in Jermaine Burton's ear, like, basically giving him that big brother talk or whatever. And like one of the dopest things I saw like on the Bengals social media was just like, oh, look who's here. TJ Houshmandzadeh. He's like beelined it for Jermaine Burton in his ear constantly. And the fact that Joe Burrow was like, yo, I didn't have to take nobody under my wing. And then he said what he said about Jermaine Burton. I'm really expecting Jermaine Burton because like that was the thing, bro. Obviously Jamar Chase had a triple crown year. Yeah. T. Higgins was great when he was healthy. But like, and Mike Gesicki was cool, but he was learning the system. But like the dopest thing is like they ain't gonna be able to. They're just gonna have to pick their poison because Yoshi Bond is getting better. He balled out, and if Jermaine Burton can just put it together, eliminate distractions, and like I'm really hoping that dude balls out because offense is gonna be very unstoppable. If the O-line can stay healthy, the offense will be unstoppable.
And the thing is to
watch.
And the thing is, too, Doc, is we re-signed T. Burton was drafted, and in my opinion, to replace T. Now he doesn't have that pressure. There's no pressure on Burton, to be honest. There's no pressure to be the number 2 wide receiver. There's really no pressure to be the number 3 because Yoshi's that guy. Burton just can come in and do his job and fit in where he fits in. And I think that bodes well for him. Yanni Gervais, who's the local 12 sports anchor, said this, and I agree with him. He said, I don't want Jamar getting the Triple Crown again because he wants the ball spread out throughout this offense, and that makes this offense even more dangerous. And I agree with him, and I think that's what we're going to see a lot more this year.
I think the crazy thing is when I think about it is like what Angelo was just saying, if Jermaine Burton pop, bro, he adds a new dimension to the offense because we know that the deep threat on this offense is Jamar Chase. Everybody knows that, right?
Yep.
But if you got Burton there, that's going to open up the lane for Jamar Chase. That's going to open up things for T. Higgins. And then you got T. Higgins replay or backup. I ain't gonna say replacement, but backup. And Yoshi has gotten bigger. He's already 6'3". He's a big guy. You know what I mean? And they're bragging about Yoshi improving. So if you got both of these guys improving, on top of having a Mike Gesicki, on top of having one of the better receiving running backs in the game, and Chase Brown, this guy can line up in the slot and run route.
Well, Pitch talked about that. He said Chase Brown's the top 10 running back. He said that in one of his press conferences. That's what they're considering Chase Brown top 10 right now.
Yeah, bro. Like, and then not only that, we got homeboy from Texas Tech. Samaje Perine is back. Zach Moss is back. Like, the running back room is nice. And like the tight end room, pretty decent, obviously with Mike Gesicki and stuff like that. But like, like I said, this offense will go as far as the O-line will take them. Yeah. What is the O-line going to do?
Now, with that being said, Fairchild, I'll put it's left guard is Fairchild's job to lose. I mean, when I was down there, he's on all.
That's the Georgia dude, right? No, Miami.
Yeah. No, that's the Georgia dude. Rivers is the Miami guy. Yeah. Fairchild's the one from Georgia. The right guard is the one that I think the competition is going to be between Cody Ford and I always forget his name. Divine, help me out. The guy we
signed talking about Lucas Patrick.
Yeah, the guy from New Orleans. Yeah. That's going to be who they're going to fight it out between. And honestly, I thought Cody Ford would win it. I still think he's got the inside track, but I almost hope Lucas Patrick wins it because Cody Ford can play almost all five. He hadn't played center, but he played left tackle, left guard. Played all the positions except center. That's a great dude to have on your bench. I mean, just for the depth of the offensive line. And then Rivers, Devon, we've talked about this. That he's played multiple positions too. So you could have two guys on that bench who play multiple positions, plus the center for Ohio State who tore his Achilles.
Oh, Seth McLaughlin.
Yeah, Seth McLaughlin. I mean, I love Teddy K. This is no Teddy K shade, but if that dude takes this year like a redshirt year or whatever and gets himself healthy and everything, I mean, that's Teddy K's replacement right there. I mean, that bodes well for the future of the offensive line. I'm pretty happy with the way the offensive line is. I would rather them had gotten a more veteran guard, but as of right now, before training camp, I think the offensive line is going to be fairly decent.
Well, also too, like we also got a new offensive line coach, so that should help. And he's coming from a place where they were pretty successful running the ball, like and all that stuff. Their O-line was pretty good. Obviously, last year they had like injuries and stuff, but like the year before that, their O-line was straight. Like their O-line has always been stout, solid.
And he's getting an endorsement from Callahan, who's probably the best offensive line coach in the game. He's got his endorsement from him. So I mean, that's who he learned under. And like I said, Angelo, I'm curious, since the guy's got the MMA background, how that's going to change the way they do their hand placement, their leverage, all that stuff. I'm really curious to see how
it's going to be inside control. Trust me. Like,
yes, sir.
Kids that play football go into wrestling, like especially if like you're a lineman or whatever. Like
you would know
that'll help you with your placement, hand placement, and everything. Like it's just like it's all inside control, man. Once you get your hand on the chest plates, right there on the numbers. Highly impossible to lose those battles.
That's why I was talking to Max, which is Miles' brother, and I had asked him because I took Tank Sudo growing up, right? I wanted to box. Mom wouldn't let me box, so I had to take Tank Sudo. Anyway, I was like, man, it helped me on the football field. It helped keep these offensive linemen's hands off of my chest. And I was asking him if he was going to be able to, if he talked to Miles about that or whatnot. Now, I am very curious because I never thought about it from an offensive lineman standpoint. Like with the offensive lineman, I've always thought about like wrestling, the leverage, core strength, being able to get underneath guys. But then when I'm like, man, that's interesting. So what you just said about Cody Ford, Same thing can be said about Jalen Rivers. Remember at the Senior Bowl, they had Jalen Rivers taking snaps at center as well, which he did at Miami in practice, but never in a game. They had them playing all 5 positions in practice. Jalen Rivers can do that. And the one thing that Jalen Rivers, to me, when you watch the film, that's consistent, that gets you excited, his tape is boring. And why? Because his hands is always in the right place. His hands are accurate, and he has power in them hands. Why not give that man a chance at guard?
What's that, Doc?
Nothing makes me more happier than hearing an old lineman's highlight tape was boring. That means D-line wasn't doing nothing.
Is that? I can't remember. Is that what position you played in football?
Tackle, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I couldn't remember. I know I asked you that before. And we've been on for an hour, Doc. I don't want to keep you any longer. I appreciate you coming on, dude. Hey, I would keep going if you want, unless you got to roll.
No, I gotta pack. I'm going to the Real Madrid Al Hilal game in Miami tomorrow, so I'm gonna get ready for that. Spend some time with the family.
Nice.
It was nice meeting you, Angelo. Man, I love that you're a Bengals fan and you put it out there, man. Yes, sir. Hey, I think I follow you on X. I follow you on X. So yeah.
All right, bet. Should I actually be out there? I'll be in Cincinnati July, whenever that Bengal Jam is.
Oh, the Jungle Jam? Yeah. You coming for that? Oh, cool. I'll be there. Cool. Well, you gotta hit me up, but you gotta go if you got time, go out to the banks again.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun time. I always like kicking it in Cincinnati. A week before my birthday too.
Oh, snap. Let's go. Let's go. All right, boys. Well, I appreciate Angelo, you got is there a pay-per-view coming up? I think there is, right? Isn't there a pay-per-view coming up soon or not? You don't know? No, you're not in one?
Hey, bro. I just show up. I'm the champ, bro.
Why are they need to put you guys in more stuff? I'll keep this stuff I text you to ourselves. Well, I appreciate the vibe. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Brad.
No problem. Take it easy, guys. See ya.
Peace.
All right,
who they?
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Doc is my boy. Can't wait to see him. He's coming to Jungle Jam. I know Carl Pickens is going to be there. So it's going to be a fun time. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. You can follow me on all those along with Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And if you guys missed any of the show and you want to sit here and you don't want to sit here and watch it, you can check it out on the audio platforms, which is on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Do me a favor, though. Please make sure rate, like, and review. Leave a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast, because I'm getting like 3 people a day listening to the podcast. So if I get more of you guys listen to it, I'd appreciate it. The show's been brought to you by, of course, the one and only Priority Lawn and Landscaping. If you need any lawn and landscaping needs, do me a favor. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Paper patios, grass cutting, mulch clean out, rock, trimming your bushes, anything. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Actually, don't think it. Call them at 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. You can also follow them on Facebook. I recommend that because it shows all the jobs that they've done. So if you message Johnny on Facebook or you call him, tell him you heard about it from Sports with Strawberry Ice. Also, shows brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And of course, Meyer Window, Door, and More. Check their website out at MeyerCincinnati.com for all your window and door needs. Like I always say, I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. Energy efficient, easy to clean, great looking windows. Meyer Window, Door, and More. Also, my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House. Go there this Thursday for Rocking on the Roebling. They got all kinds of really cool bands there. You can sit right along the river in a nice, hopefully cool Cincinnati summer. Drink some delicious Moorline beer. Eat some of their delicious German food. It's an awesome place. We might be doing some stuff there again during Bengal season. I don't know. I think we're going to, but I have to keep you posted. But between now and then, go drink one for me at Moorline Lager House. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. I'll be back tomorrow. Who do I have on tomorrow? I got, let's see. Do I have anybody? Let me see. No, I don't have that one filled yet. I got the other days filled. So I got to work on getting somebody Wednesday. So I don't know who's going to be on tomorrow, but make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And if you subscribe, hit the bell for the notification because every time I go live, you'll be notified because Friday, just give you a heads up. I think the show's I think the show is going to be at 2:00 in the afternoon because Charlie Clifford from Channel 5 is going to be on, and that's when he can do it. So make sure you guys hit the bell for the notification. So it's mostly every day at 5:30. Except for when I have certain guests that I want to get on and they can only do it at a certain time. So make sure you do that. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. Remember, Who Day for life. Throw it up. That's your sports, baby. See ya!
Weekday nights, the city roars. Tune in loud, turn up some more. Cincinnati show, it's time to play. Sports with strawberry ice today. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. CTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry icy's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse, it's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeats strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Every touchdown, every goal. Feel the pulse that's in your soul. Cincinnati heartbeat strong. Strawberry ice will lead the throng. Feel the crowd, it's electric now. Shouting loud, they all know how. The CTV got what we crave. Sports with ice, it's waves and waves. Tigers strike and Bengals roar. Every game we want some more. Tune it in and feel the thrill. Strawberry ice, he's giving chills. 5:30 sharp, don't be late. TTV, the sports awaits. Strawberry ice, he's on the mic, energy, it's pure delight.